Welcome back. We are in Genesis 30. Jacob got swindled into marrying the ugly daughter Leah with the weak eyes. Worked 14 total. You're 7, thinking that he's going to marry Rachel. Then another 7 years to get Rachel. Ridiculous, crazy. And Rachel is barren up to this point. Leah's the only one having kids. So as ugly as she was, still putting the work in. Let's get into Genesis 30. Now, when Rachel saw that she had bore Jacob no children, she became jealous of her sister and said to Jacob, "Give me children or else I die." Then Jacob's anger burned against Rachel and he said, "Am I in the place of God? Who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb?" She said, "Here is my maid Bilhah. Go into her that she may bear on my knees, that through her I too may have children." What? We might have to go back and read that again because that's insane. I don't even know what that means. So she gave him her maid Bilhah as a wife, and Jacob went into her. God, that just phrase is just awful. Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. Then Rachel said, "God has vindicated me and has indeed heard my voice and has given me a son." Oh, she just took this lady's kid. Therefore, she named him Dan. Rachel's maid Bilhah conceived again. Oh, bro, dude was again putting in the work. Rachel said, with mighty wrestlings, I have wrestled with my sister, and I have indeed prevailed. She named him Naphtali. Then Leah saw that she had stopped bearing. She took her maid Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. And Leah's maid Zilpah bore Jacob a son. Then Leah said, "How fortunate." She named him Gad. Leah's maid Zilpah bore Jacob a second son. And Leah said, "Happy am I, for women will call me happy." So she named him Asher. Now in the days of the wheat harvest, Reuben went and found mandrakes in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." But she said, "It is a small matter for you to take my husband." Is it a small matter for you to take my husband? And would you take my son's mandrakes also? So Rachel said, "Therefore he may lie with you tonight in return for your son's mandrakes." When Jacob came in from the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him, and he said, "You must come in to me, for I have surely hired you with my son's mandrakes." What? So he lay with her that night. God gave heed to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. Then Leah said, "God has given me my wages because I gave my maid to my husband." So she named him Issachar. Leah conceived again and bore a sixth son to Jacob. And Leah said, "God has endowed me with a good gift. Now my husband will dwell with me because I bore him 6 sons. So she named him Zebulun. Or Zebulun, something, I don't know. Afterwards, she bore a daughter and named her Dinah. And then God remembered Rachel, and God gave heed to her and opened her womb. So she conceived and bore a son and said, "God has taken away my reproach." She named him Joseph, saying, "May the Lord give me another son." Now it came about when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said to Laban, "Send me away, that I may go into my own place, to my own country. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, and let me depart, for you yourself know my service which I have rendered to you." But Laban said, "If now it pleases you, stay with me. I have divined that the Lord has blessed me on your account." He continued, "Name me your wages, and I will give it." But he said to him, "You yourself know that how I have served you, and how your cattle have fared with me. For you had little before I came, and it has increased to a multitude. And the Lord has blessed you wherever I turned. But now, when shall I provide for my own household? So he said, what shall I give you? And Jacob said, you shall not give me anything. If you will do this one thing for me, I will again pasture and keep your flock. Let me pass through your entire flock today, removing from there every speckled and spotted sheep and every black one among the lambs and every spotted and speckled from among the goats, and such shall be my wages. So my honesty will answer for me later when you come concerning my wages. Everyone that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and black among the lambs, if found with me, will be considered stolen. Laban said, good, let it be according to your word. So he removed on that day the striped and spotted male goats and all the speckled and spotted female goats, everyone with white in it, and all the black ones among the sheep, and gave them into the care of his sons. And he put a distance of 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob. And Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flock. Then Jacob took fresh rods and of poplar and almond and plane trees and peeled white stripes in them, exposing the white which was in the rods. He set the rods which he had peeled in front of the flocks in the gutters, even in the watering troughs where the flocks came to drink, and they mated when they came to drink. So the flocks mated by the rods, and the flocks brought forth striped, speckled, and spotted. Jacob separated the lambs and made the flocks face toward the striped, all the black in the flock of Laban, and he put his own herds apart and did not put them with Laban's flock. Moreover, whenever the stronger of the flocks were mating, Jacob would place the rods in the sight of the flock in the gutters so that they would mate by the rods. But when the flock was feeble, he did not put them in. So the feebler were Laban's and the stronger were Jacob's. So the man became exceedingly prosperous and had large flocks and female and male servants and camels and donkeys. So it's like a swindle off when we get down to the end. And honestly, bro, this story is so much crazier than I remember. Holy moly. These people are just trading in smashes, bro. It's crazy. It's like, bro, Jacob is he's sitting real nice, dude. Jacob's got no complaints. He's got a ton of kids and effectively now 4 wives for the price of 2. Yeah, this is back in the day when like mothering a bunch of children, like that was it, man. That was it. That was like the claim to, like, let me start a nation. I want to start a nation with my husband. Like that was the claim to fame. That was your golden ticket that you're just going to be taken care of forever. You're going to be sitting pretty. Everybody, you're just exalted among women. You got a small nation started. Crazy. So there's a big back and forth. Rachel's not being, she feels like she's not finding any favor with the Lord, none of her own fault. And so God's like, yeah, I know, I got it. But we gotta, there's a whole weird thing that's going to happen now. So traces it all back, gets it all sorted out. And now Rachel, Mizpah or Zilpah and Bilhah are having children. Leah's having more children. And so we get to the 12. And finally, that last one, Rachel's last child, is Joseph. And we'll see Joseph pop up here and Jacob's feelings towards Joseph. He loves Joseph more than all the rest of his kids. So then Jacob gets back to his whole, Jacob and Laban are doing there's some antiseptic terms for this, but for the sake of it, we'll just call it, they're swindling. Laban's like, no, don't leave. When you're here, things are going well. You're my guy. You're my cash cow. Can't have you leaving. What am I going to do? Jacob's like, nah, dude, I'm leaving. I'm sitting here spending half my life making you rich. See ya. So they work out this arrangement where he's like, listen, you take all of the goats so that you have your own stuff. You take all the speckled and spotted and the ones that, I don't want. Take all the gross ones and leave me all the good ones. Like, okay, I'll leave you the good ones. But he said, I'll take care of them, but I'll take care of yours too. Because you're guilting me. You're making me feel bad. Oh, but Jacob, but come on. Oh, don't do this to me. This whole thing. So Jacob's like, whatever, I got it. Okay. So he comes up with this plan. I'm going to take all the speckled ones and I'm going to always mate the strongest ones. And I'm going to mate the speckled ones with the blemishless ones. So that way, I'll always take the speckled one. I won't mate very often the blemishless ones, the purebreds, the pure coats. I'm not going to mate those very often. So Laban's flock is just going to kind of, and he also says, I'm going to make sure that his strongest blemishless ones are with my strongest, biggest, speckled ones. So when it comes out, it's got the best genes, but it's speckled. So I get that one. And then all the weak ones, he can have them. So at the end of this, Jacob ends up with a massive flock because the speckled gene is what's going to carry through 99% of the time. So his flock just explodes, and he's selectively breeding all of the strongest ones and keeping all those strong speckled ones for himself, and giving Laban all of his purebred, still weak, sickly ones. So Laban's flock is just like dwindling and weak and gross, and Jacob's has just exploded. So he has the last laugh. He has the last laugh. He spends however many months or years, whatever, doing this, and then he leaves it. Have fun with your gross, nasty flock. I'll see you later. And he takes off. So the swindler out-swindles the swindler. And it's just two guys taking advantage of each other, family members, no less, taking advantage of each other, and wives having childbearing rivalries. So it's a lovely bunch of people. It really is a lovely bunch of people that is the start of this whole thing. God's using the realest folks you can find, literally stereotypical folks. Anyway, that's all I got for you. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Read your Bible.